My guy.
What's up with it?
What's up, brother?
Man,
Ladies and gentlemen, we had an interesting week of college football. As you can see, I'm decked out in OSU gear. And let's just be honest. Of any ranked team this week, OSU probably had the worst week ever. Tell you a quick story before we hop into this. My parents are from North Louisiana, all right? Country folk. And, you know, when I used to get in trouble when I was a little kid, they raised me like country folk raise people. My dad would make me go out there and get a switch. If anybody don't know what that is, it's a small tree branch. And he would tear my butt up with it if I did something bad. And basically, K-State told Oklahoma State to go out there and get a switch so I can beat your butt. So I'm here to take my medicine. It is what it is. We're going to recap that game and a bunch of others. I think we got 4 other ones on the docket for my intriguing matchups for the last week. But with that being said, my name is Corey Hilliard. The man next to me is Brandon Hill, a.k.a. B Hill, a.k.a. B. We are the House Divided. If you've been here before, come on in. If this is your first time, mi casa, su casa. But whether it's your first time or you've been here before, you know my boy B got to hit you with the house rules.
You guys already know what time it is tonight. Hop down there, hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. Another thing, there's that notification bell. You can go ahead and turn that on. That's going to keep you up to date on all our newest content. The best thing too is if you go ahead and you can hop down in these comment boxes, you can let us know any of our weaknesses, things that we're good at, things that we can work, you know what I mean, what you want us to talk about in future shows, everything else. And the best thing is, go ahead and hit that like button if you like the content that you're seeing and what we're talking about. And as you did say, Corey, why don't we go ahead, we'll just go ahead and get you.
Please get it out the way.
Let's just talk about this one off the bat. Woo!
Can I have the floor first?
Go for it. I will sit.
We all know the score, 48-0. I watched Gundy's press conference after, and 2 things stood out. Obviously, the injuries, us playing a lot of freshmen, and basically what he did this week leading up to that game in practice. And so what he did was they had a lighter practice, I think, one of the days, and they had damn near had a walkthrough one of the days. Now, I'm going to say this because I play college football and professional football. I've been on teams where we've had walkthrough practices all week, multiple weeks in a row in the pros. That's grown man stuff, okay? He was concerned because we've had a lot of injuries, decimated, and he didn't want anybody else to get hurt during practice. That's fine. I understand that. But you've been the head coach at Oklahoma State since 2005. That was my junior year. It's 2022. You should know better. Okay? If you're decimated by injuries, still practice your ass off and then go out there and lose and take your L like a man, but at least you practice hard.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I'm a no excuse guy. You know I hate moral victories, okay? So I'm not going to sit up here and make an excuse about injuries, okay? I'm not going to make an excuse about not having guys practice all week and this and that. What basically happened on Saturday was a downright ass whooping. And I give all the credit to Kansas State. They were hungry. They saw what was in front of them. They saw the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? They knew if they won that game, they're probably going to be playing for a Big 12 championship. And they treated it as such. And we didn't. Okay? I'm going to kick it to you here in a second. Here's what's most disappointing to me about the whole thing. The Baylor game, underdogs, the defending Big 12 champs. We go in there and beat them by 8. TCU, okay, a team that beat OU 55-24, right? We go in the TCU, 14-point lead fourth quarter, all right? Lose in double overtime. I hate more victories. We lost. But that was a valiant effort, okay? And that's what Spencer Sanders not practicing all week. Texas, at home, homecoming, down 10 points in the third quarter.
Yeah.
win the game by 7 against a
Yeah.
very talented Texas team.
Right.
I didn't see that team that played Baylor, TCU, and Texas Saturday. I didn't see that team. Okay? And every now and then you just get your ass whipped, man. It just is what it is. And you gotta lick your wounds, take it, and get better from it. So with that being said, I kick it over to you, my man. Your thoughts.
Man, my thought, there's not much more I can really add to what you just said, Corey. I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. You said it exactly how it was said. But, I mean, it was just Kansas State's one of those teams, no matter who they have at quarterback, it really doesn't matter. I mean, they got that guy Deuce Vaughn, 22 carries, 158 yards, and a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Then he had another 4 receptions, 18 yards, and a touchdown. So it was a Deuce Vaughn show. And then Knowles, the receiver, he was just catching big, timely first down catches over and over and over again. I mean, it was just pure domination, bro. I mean, I'm not just going to sit here and pile it on to you. You know what I'm saying? But that was a tough loss. And that was a check your egos at the door, look yourself in the mirror really good before you start talking too much. Because old Spencer Sanders, your quarterback, has been known to talk and run his mouth.
Oh,
so he needs to calm down. He needs to calm down. He just
what instance? What do you mean? When did he say something?
Last year during Bedlam and all that.
But they won. They backed it up.
Okay, that's fair. Cheated, but we'll get into
that. Let me say this. If we're going to talk about just quick Bedlam thought on the trash talk during Bedlam week. I played in 4 of them, dog. We all talk trash. Okay? I've been on the basketball court with you, dog.
Right.
You run your mouth on the court. Okay? So let's not get on Spencer Sanders for talking a little trash. I think that makes the games funner. Okay? And when you talk trash and you get your ass whooped, you humbled, right?
That's
so yeah. I don't want him to change, though. I don't want him to change. I still want the same guy. Because the B Hill I know when we play basketball on the basketball court, all right, and you be out there talking trash and you take a L and we play the next game, it's the same B Hill.
Yeah.
Talking trash. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And that's what I love about you, your competitive spirit, and that's what I love about Spencer. So look, you talk trash, you better be able to back it up. You don't, that's what happens. For K-State, though, this is interesting. Then we can move to the next game. They had a 28-10 lead at TCU. All right. This is they lost to Tulane. Tulane has come to, as we know now, a top 25 team. Okay, so that loss is not as bad as you think. You still don't want to lose to Tulane, but they're a good team. K-State is a problem.
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to be a problem. If they play the Big 12 championship right now, TCU versus K-State, who are you picking?
TCU.
You going to take TCU? I got K-State, bro.
No.
I'm telling you, you watch that game against TCU. They got Deuce Vaughn, bro. He'll be the best player on the field. I like what Kansas State is. They're a tough team.
He's
like
the best player. He's the best player in the Big 12 this season.
You think so?
Second best. Second best behind Bijan. Bijan's the best player in the Big 12.
We had this talk last time. I would take Deuce over Bijan, but you're splitting hairs.
Yeah, very thin hairs. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, you guys got your butt absolutely waxed.
It was the second worst loss in the Big 12 this season, only behind OU losing 49-0 to Texas. So y'all got us by 1 point.
Oh, I wish I'd have had my starting quarterback, though. We wouldn't have got beat like that. Dylan Gabriel would have put some points up on Texas.
Right. Okay.
He wouldn't have.
I don't know. Y'all had y'all starting quarterback when it was 34-10 against TCU. I mean,
it's all right. That was the second quarter, though, so you never know. Okay. I'm not saying we would have won that game, but we would have scored more than 10.
All right.
If they wouldn't have had a dirty hit and knocked our guy out, man, we would have figured something out.
That's life, dog.
But Dylan Gabriel has been looking better.
Oh, yeah.
So, So
Are we talking about that one next?
we can hop into that one if you want to. If you'd like to do that, let's go ahead. Let's do it. So OU versus Iowa State. OU won 27-13.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good game by Oklahoma's defense. I think they forced like 3 turnovers, if I'm not mistaken. That's something that the OU defense doesn't do. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, Iowa State's probably not the best offense in the world. I mean, let's just be real.
It's the worst offense in the Big 12.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. But I had said going into the game that they were going to drop 20 on us, or 21 at least. And they didn't do that. You see what I'm saying? So OU held them to 13. They stopped them. And they looked more dominant than Iowa State. But then there was times to where they just, you can tell that they're slacking off on certain plays or taking certain plays off because the other team will just right up the seam, right up the middle of the field. It's nothing, you know what I mean? It's just.
Yeah.
But no, overall though, Dylan Gabriel, Eric Gray is looking like the 3rd best running back in the Big 12. You know what I'm saying? He would be behind Bijan and Deuce, and then I would probably have Eric Gray right there behind it. That guy, whenever he gets in the open field, Corey, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's got some wiggle, man. He can play.
Now, on another note, though, Marvin Mims, who's always sure-handed, had like 3 or 4 crucial drops. Crucial drops. And it was like, you know what I mean? It wasn't game-changing because we still won, but it was like some first downs that if it was converted, the game would have been a heck of a lot easier, and it probably wouldn't have been as tough as it was. But credit to Iowa State, man. Their defense is really tough.
It's legit, man.
That defense is no joke, man. For real. They come to play and they can hit. That safety they got, Johnson, who's like a 5th-year senior, that dude is – he hits.
Yeah.
So, what was your takeaway on this, Corey?
Man, I told you. What did I tell you in the preview show? I said for y'all to win, you needed 27 because I was with you. I figured they score like 21, maybe 24. But you know, if you're an OU fan, you have to be encouraged by this. You guys played with like a lot more, I was trying to find the right word. I won't say passion, but it was just like an enthusiasm about y'all.
Right.
That you just hadn't seen. I didn't even see that against Kansas last week. Like the team I watched against Iowa State had like some swagger. I don't know if you saw the post-game celebration in the locker room. Have you seen that?
Yeah. They're having fun, man.
They were turned up. They were turned up. They celebrated a big. Go ahead.
Can I have a hot take? Can I do a hot take real quick?
Yeah.
And then you can continue.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's going to win out.
Let me answer this. Let me fight back on this. And this is interesting because me and you both live in Oklahoma.
Yeah. I live in Norman.
I live in Tulsa, Owasso. Here's what's happening. Yesterday, when we were getting our teeth kicked in, a lot of OU people wanted to hit my phone up, and they had a lot of funny things to say. And I just thought it was funny that the team that lost 49-0 to Texas, 55-24 to TCU, lost by 7 at home to K-State, were going to call me and tell me, you know, how bad we looked. You guys beat Kansas and you beat Iowa State. Okay? Let's just slow down here before we start talking about other things. Let's slow down. The Iowa State Cyclones are 0-5 in conference play.
Okay.
With a 3-5 overall record.
Okay.
Kansas State is on a 3-game skid. Okay.
You mean
Kansas, I'm sorry. So, congratulations. Y'all on the 2-game win streak. You beat Kansas and Iowa State. Just stop for a second and breathe. I know y'all are happy. Okay. You would have thought that y'all beat Alabama and Georgia yesterday. All right.
Nah, hell
No, the way I had OU people calling me and texting me and stuff. Yeah,
Not me. Wasn't me.
bro. I can't see y'all winning out.
That's fine.
But if y'all do, you're still not going to play in the Big 12 championship. You're not. I'm sorry. K-State is not they're going to win out. TCU's going to win out. Okay? You guys have 3 conference losses. Kansas State has 1. TCU has 0. Okay? They both beat y'all.
Hey,
they would for y'all to get in, Kansas State would have to lose 3 games. 3.
Why such
3.
Why such a hostility here?
Because the arrogance.
When did I say that we're getting in? I just said we're winning out.
What does that mean? What does it matter if you went out if y'all don't get in? Why even bring that up?
I'm just saying we're gonna win out.
Okay.
You're the one that's switching it back on me on getting into the Big 12 championship game. I never said that.
Why bring up that y'all are gonna win out if you're not gonna play in the Big 12 championship?
We are gonna win it because 9-3. 9-3 after having that 3-game skid that we had. If we finish 9-3, that's a great season in Brent Venables' first year as Oklahoma head coach. Is it not?
Yeah, it's funny how things change in 2 weeks. Like a lot of people were grilling this dude. We made a mistake. What is he doing? And now, what?
I said trust the process.
Whoa!
I've not said to let the man get his recruits in there. I've not said that.
But you said some other things too. You said some other things.
I've said as far as his defensive schemes with his players doing the 3-4, we don't have the defensive personnel to do that. Just because we held Iowa State to 13 points doesn't mean our defense is magically fixed. I mean, these next 4 games that we have against Baylor, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, and Texas Tech, those are much better offenses than what Iowa State possesses.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking at. What are we going to do against those kind of offenses, Corey? Are we going to be able to compete with those offenses, or are they going to drop 50 on our head and skull drag us the whole game? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm interested to see.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see.
There's things I want to say, but when your team just lost 48-0, you really don't have legs to stand on.
No, you
don't. All right, so I'm not gonna.
Don't. And when we beat you guys in Bedlam, because you guys are pulling up to Norman, we're gonna hand you guys an L too.
Okay.
The way you guys just got skull dragged by Kansas State, man, we're gonna get you.
Yeah. Okay.
Little brothers ain't gonna beat big bros this year.
Hey,
you got
Texas this year.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, you care. You care because you hate Texas like I hate Texas.
Well, so I do. Care. But I had Davis Bevel as my quarterback.
Oh, yeah, Davis Bevel is my quarterback.
Okay, yeah, you throw that dude. You throw that dude out there for your team, man.
We're about to throw little Gundy out here next week. I don't even know if Spencer's going to play for Bedlam. So it is what it is.
Man, I ain't worried about it. You throw him out there for your team, and we'll see how it works out. That's all I'm gonna say. He's straight trash. But no, on this next game, if we're good on that game, are we all good?
Yeah, we're good.
This next game, man, Tennessee. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Them fellas over there in Knoxville, Tennessee, man, are playing at an all-time high level. They just look like unstoppable.
Have I not been on this team the whole year? Have I not been on this squad the whole year, Doug?
You have.
Bro, they're real. They are real.
Hendon Hooker is a dude. He's a dude. He just does things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And then Jalen Hyatt, that guy too, he's a dude. Like, they got
dogs. They got dogs.
They are at, and they're running through the SEC like it's nothing, bro.
Bro, like a hot knife through butter. They just it's really awesome, man. It's really awesome to see.
It's gonna be a heck of a game next week against Georgia. That's gonna be a battle right there. I can't wait to see that one.
Yeah.
Gotta see it. You know what I mean? That's a must see.
I know we're gonna talk about it in our intriguing matchups, but I already tell you I'm picking Tennessee. I got Tennessee winning. I'm just saying. They've been the most impressive team in that conference. They have been, by far.
No,
By far. Georgia has a scare against, and we'll talk about this more. They had that scare against Missouri. They were down 10 points to Missouri in the fourth quarter. Missouri kind of let that game get away from them.
That was one game, though.
Tennessee don't have that one game, dog.
That's fair. That's fair. No, that's fair. That's
against an inferior opponent.
But you know just as well as I do, it's about how you match up with your opponent. It's not about what that other opponent did against the common opponent.
No, true.
It's not. You know what I'm saying? Because we lost to Texas 49-0, but we're going to turn back around. If we beat y'all beat Texas. You see what I'm saying? And that's happened before in the past.
Yeah, all the time.
Everything else. So
all the time, yeah.
It's hard to go off of that. But no, Tennessee is absolutely balling, dude. They're balling. But, I mean, to say that Georgia, I mean, we're going to –
let's say that for our intriguing matchup.
That's fair. That's fair.
It was 27-6 at halftime, bro.
No, this wasn't even a game.
And Kentucky has a really good defense. They blanked them. Kentucky didn't score a point after the first quarter. They didn't score a point after the first quarter.
Tennesssee's defense forced 3 turnovers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That Will Lewis, no good. He looked.
Levis, yeah.
Levis. Yeah. I always want to say Lewis. It's Levis.
Yep.
So 16-27, he only had 98 yards, Corey. 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, the dude just got
that dude's getting a lot of hype for as one of the top quarterbacks coming out this year in the draft. I don't see it.
I wouldn't want him.
I mean, I just don't see it. Now, here's the thing. Tennessee doesn't have a strong defense. Unless I'm mistaken, I'd have to check the stats. So I was surprised that Kentucky couldn't do more. If this defense keeps coming along and playing like that,
man, Tennessee's the real deal, man. They've already beaten Alabama. If they beat, man, they're special. They're really special. I mean, there's nothing much.
Yeah.
And this next game that we're about to talk about, Hendon Hooker is kind of taking the lead in that Heisman. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just keeps stacking up those Heisman campaigns.
Yeah. So, in our eyes, yeah, but the media has a love affair. I think I know what game you're about to bring up. I think it's the Ohio State, Penn State, CJ Stroud.
Oh, yes. And what's that guy's name for Ohio State? Let's go ahead. Let's jump into that one because we're good on the Tennessee-Kentucky game.
Yeah.
JT Tuilamau or
that's close. Just say his first name. Let's not mess with his last name.
Hey, that guy right there had an absolute game. Yeah. I think it was like something in the neighborhood of like, what do you have? Like 2 interceptions, a touchdown, like sacks. That guy
had 2 sacks, 2 interceptions. One was a pick 6. He had another strip sack fumble that he recovered. Some people are calling it the best defensive performance they've ever seen in a game. And why I think people are saying that is because they needed every bit of that.
Yeah.
Penn State was up 14-13 at half.
Right.
They were up 21-16 in the fourth quarter. And every play he made was significant. It was big time. It came in crunch time moments. It came when you're like, man, Ohio State might lose, and he would just do something and completely change the game. So
right.
I never heard of the dude's name until now.
See, here's the thing, too. I mean, CJ Stroud, he looked I mean, you look at the stats, it's 26 for 33, 354 yards. He had a touchdown and no interceptions, right?
Mhm.
But to me, whenever I was watching the game, he just looked average on some plays.
Yeah.
Like he didn't look as special as whenever you watch a Hendon Hooker at a Tennessee. If we want to talk about like the top 2 Heisman contenders right now, because that's who's number 1 or 2, however you want to put it on most people's boards right now for the Heisman.
Right.
So, but Marvin Harrison Jr., that dude is a dude. He had himself a ball game. He just couldn't touch the end zone. But when you have 10 receptions for 185 yards, you just balled, dude. That
sick.
dude balled. So he was like, he looked just like his dad out there. You know what I'm saying? Possession receiver. He's just a little bit taller than his dad and a little bigger than what his dad was, which is scary.
Good for him.
He plays just like what his dad did.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's cool to watch.
Yeah.
As far as that goes. Any takes on this game from you?
Man,
Corey?
I agree. We've been talking about with the Big Ten. This is their first real test. And I've been screaming this all year. Conference games on the road, okay, against a good opponent, any team can be had. We just talked about it with Georgia against Missouri, okay? Like, in this Penn State, good defense, borderline great defense. But they got smashed by Michigan. So I didn't see this coming. I didn't see them being in the game that long, to be honest. If it's not for that defensive end, number 44, and his theatrics and his heroics, Ohio State might have been in some real trouble.
No, you're absolutely right on this one, Corey. I mean, Ohio State looked beatable in this game, but going into Penn State, that's not an easy place to pull up into and get a W. I mean, that's an environment that
Happy Valley
doesn't get
That's a top 10 venue for college football.
100%. Absolutely, it is. So
they got the dub though, man. That's when recruiting and having a top 3 class comes in your favor. Because that DN, that dude's about to skyrocket. His name's about to take off.
Oh, he's already been like he was a 5-star recruit and everything. He was big time. He was a top guy. So as far as that goes, but is there anything else you got on this one?
Nope.
Well, man, this is kind of where we're at. We closed out this week. Week 9 is in the books. They're gonna have the college football playoff rankings on Tuesday evening. So I think what we should do is we should hop on here and we should give the people what they want and give our reaction to the college football rankings. What do you think about that one?
I like that. I like that a lot. And before we go, I'll put you on a spot right here.
What's that?
It's been a while since we've done our conference picks. So who you got in the SEC? Who you got in the Pac-12? Who you got in the Big 10, Big 12, and ACC? Off the dome, freestyle. Before we get out of here.
SEC, I still think Alabama's going to come around and pull it off.
Okay.
I think because isn't Alabama and Tennessee in different brackets?
Yeah, they're on different sides of the division.
Okay, so if Alabama meets up with them in the SEC championship game,
you think they'll get
I believe that Nick Saban will get them the second time around. I just don't think that you're going to beat a Nick Saban-led Alabama team twice. That's a very hard feat to do. Okay? So SEC, I'm going to stick with my pick on Bama. Let's go ahead and go over to the Pac-12. I had USC. My pick's still looking strong. They're right there where they need to be. They got still a tough game against UCLA that's going to come up. That's not going to be an easy game at all. So, but I still like my pick as far as USC winning the Pac-12 this year.
Okay.
As far as in the Big 12, I'm out on that one. That was OU, but I did say that OSU. I'm going to switch that up. It's really tough, because you got the conference championship game and you never know which way it could go. and it's hard to decide right now because I think that the Big 12 isn't done beating each other. I don't think that there's any game in the Big 12, no matter who you're playing, that any team can beat any team in that league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was proven. TCU had to sneak out of that game against West Virginia.
Yeah.
They had to have some things that really went their way to make that game go good. You know what I'm saying? So
that's big facts. Big facts.
It's hard for me to sit here and do the Big 12, but if I had to pick right now, I'm going with TCU in the Big 12. I have to switch my pick to TCU. Okay. So as far as that goes, we got the Big 10. I still like my pick of Ohio State. I'm not going to come up off of that one. And then the ACC, you know, still Clemson. They're still going strong over there. They haven't lost a game yet. So what's your takes, Corey? Who you got?
Man, as much as I hate to say this, I kind of agree with you on the SEC deal with Tennessee and Alabama. It's hard to beat Alabama twice in 1 year. Let's just be honest. It's just really hard. And if you look back at that game against Tennessee, I mean, Alabama had a field goal with like 20-something seconds left.
I already know.
USC, I agree with you now. I'm switching my pick to USC. Although they only won their game by 7 against California this week. 45.
It was Arizona.
Arizona, I'm sorry.
Arizona. 45-37.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they can be had, but they're probably the best team offensively in the conference, so I'll go with them. I like K-State. I mean, being up 18 on the road in a primetime night game against TCU, you let it slip away. I think that if they get them on the neutral field, they'll be hungry and they'll be ready. I'm sick with my Michigan pick. Even though I started off the year with Ohio State, the second time we went around and did this, I switched it to Michigan. And I'm going to go with Michigan. I think they have enough to pull that off. Okay. And then, of course, Clemson. Nobody's beating Clemson. So.
No, absolutely not. Well, that was a good little take. I like that one, Corey. So, as far as that goes, guys, Week 9 is in the books. This episode of House Divided Podcast is also in the books. And, guys, if you would, I'm going to go ahead and hit you with this before we leave tonight. Go ahead and hop down there and subscribe. I don't know why you wouldn't, because you're still sitting here watching this show 32 minutes later. Another thing is if you like the content that you've seen, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for the like. And hop down there in that comment box and please leave us some comments. Anything, good, bad, right, wrong, indifferent. We don't care one way or another, guys. So, as always, this is the House Divided Podcast. And we signed on in tonight, and we're going to sign on out. Peace.